Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about the common errors in the thinking patterns. The topic is common thinking errors. Before we proceed, let's understand how the thinking errors happens. What's the cycle of thinking errors? Whenever we are thinking about something, any topic, anything, what even if we are expert, the whole thing starts with a thought that I'm not good enough and people will judge me according to that. This thought that I'm not good at something, a certain particular thing or particular area or particular concept, whatever it is, that leads to the feelings of little bit of upset, anxious, depressed, or lonely. And this feeling further lead to the physical sensation, which might have some tight chest, headache, tired, or maybe the mind getting dumb, and that further leads to some erratic behavior. Like some examples may not be for everyone, but like drinking or avoiding the interactions or eating too much or avoid, and this again leads to the thought that we are not good enough. And this thought process, one of the example is this is not like this is just one example that when we get one thought that we are not good enough at anything, these kind of thoughts is generally leading to the thinking errors. So it's not like what I'm going to talk today is not all the thinking errors, but what I'm going to talk is few of them, the most common. So what is the most common thinking errors? The first one could be the catastrophizing. What does that mean? It means simply assuming that something worst will happen. We only think of the worst case scenario. That means we believe that we are in the worst situation than actually what is the situation. So we may not be in the that much worse situation what we are thinking, but this kind of error leads us to this thinking pattern that we are into the worst situation. And this is the hallmark of the anxious people that leads to the anxiety. It combines the pessimism with wildly exaggerated sense of threat. We are so much pessimistic that only worst thing will happen, and that's why we just exaggerate, and that leads to the sense of threat. So unfortunately what happens is the people who are catastrophized, they find it hard to appraise the significance of the situation realistically. So real situation, actual situation is unnecessarily exaggerated and will lead to the more and more issues. The second one is generalization. Like, see, from our birth, from our childhood, the human beings are drawn to the patterns, the environment we lived in, the atmosphere we have grown up, the schools, our thinking patterns, and everything that leads to a particular pattern in our mind and brain. And we frequently use our experience as a template of our predictions for the future. So whatever we have experienced in our life in past, that we use, and we predict our future based on that. So, however, what people who are inclined to generalize, they don't require much of the evidence. Our patterns are good enough because little evidence mixed up with the pattern, based on the pattern, we generalize the things and predict the future. So, this kind of thinking errors, we don't actually go into the evidence. And the language of the people prone to generalization is usually reliable giveaway, means this is going to happen this way only. And unfortunately, generalizations easily become self-fulfilling prophecies because we have strong beliefs onto the patterns we have developed over the years in our mind, in our brains. Third one is a mind reading. Many times we are getting into the error of thinking by making the assumptions about other people and their intentions all the time. And these assumptions may not have any base, but this is totally our thought, maybe based on against some experience. So we assume the things about other people, and based on that assumption, we further assume the intentions of those guys. And these assumptions, we leave ourselves open to all kind of misunderstandings, and this may even spoil the relationships, and this leads to the very wrong kind of thinkings. The fourth one is like polarized and rigid thinking. So what is polarized and rigid thinking? It's like there is no gray. Either it is black or it is white. We don't have anything in between. Which means again, maybe you are the winner or you are loser. If you achieve certain percentage of something, you don't consider as achievement. Either you achieve 100% or you don't achieve anything. So if it is not the best, it's rubbish. And this is what is the error in the, like we can say, polarized or rigid thinking, and these are likely to create all kind of problem psychologically, because even if we achieve 80% of it, 70% or 90% of something, we keep on thinking about 10%, and we say, okay, if it is not 100%, it's gone, it's rubbish, we are not the best. And but the word is not that simple. That's what we think. So our classifications are always imperfect and trying to force reality into the convenient box, and that seldom works. It's not that achievement is like 100%. Even if you achieve 10%, that's an achievement. Even if you achieve 20%, that's an achievement. Even if you achieve 30%, that's an achievement. So unfortunately, this kind of polarized thinking leads to the great many evils in the society. And often, people who think in rigid way, they put themselves under a great deal of unnecessary pressure, because we always strive to be best. It's not that we achieve step by step and then leading to the best. So number five is emotional reasoning. So sometimes our strong feelings, that can be treated as a evidence for the truth of our negative thoughts. If it is positive, okay. There is actually no factual evidence. It's only our feelings. And our feelings, just because we try to get into the emotional reasoning, we consider our feelings as the truth or as a evidence. And this is what we can get into all kinds of trouble. So often our emotions cloud our judgment, and the judgments gets converted to the misjudgment, or the emotions act as a field of static that make it hard for us to see the things clearly, because we are guided by our emotions, so we don't see the things clearly, and that leads to the errors, that leads to the faults. Number six is blaming. When we have a certain negative attitude against someone, we tend to blame that person, and on the whole the blame is a counterproductive pastime, because the blaming doesn't lead anywhere. It is just the task of dishing out the responsibility of what has happened, and this can preoccupy the people in a way that effectively disengage into the problem solving abilities. So whenever we are looking at solving any particular issue, just we do not like someone, we try to blame it, and we disengage ourselves from our own ability to resolve that problem. And that's why the blaming is like just like a dead end, and that's the biggest error in the thinking process person can have. Number seven is filtering and magnifying. So filtering, as the name suggests, is when we only attend the information that fits our preconceptions and disregard the equally legitimate information. So whenever we are looking at this thing, there could be n number of informations available to us, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 5, maybe 6. But we do not look at all the information. We only filter one or two which fits to our preoccupations, or our preoccupation, or we can say preoccupied mind, our thought process, and rest we disregard. And magnifying is when we exaggerate the importance or frequency of the event that fit with our current belief. So what we do is that, first of all, we don't look at all the information available. We just filter it out, which fits to our preconceptions. And those filtered information, we just magnify, we exaggerate, and that leads to total distortion. That's almost like a universal thought distortion. This leads to a biggest issues in our thought processes. Number eight is emotive language. We know the words are very powerful things. The certain words has the emotional resonance, and that can color our thinking, often in unhelpful ways. The things are not the way it is, but just because we use the emotional words into our own thought process, we get into the wrong track. So this emotional language is one of the main reasons why people end up convincing themselves that they will be unable to tolerate the situations, that they have perfectly adequate resources to cope with. So sometimes we are capable of resolving the issues. Sometimes we are capable of handling the situation, but just because of the emotive language, we lead to convince ourselves that we are unable to tolerate this. And this is the biggest unproductive thinking errors we have. There are not many thinking errors. I have just narrated only few because I have the limitations of time. So I have talked about only 8. It's not actually 8, it's more than 8. I have combined one or two in between. If you feel it hard to understand, I request you to go through it again. Read it. Listen to me and read it. It will be very clear. If you like my recordings, if you like my presentation, please do subscribe to my channels over here. Thank you.